Hello and welcome to Horse Sense. I'm Mohit Lalvani in the beautiful island nation of Singapore. Well, home to the famous Raffles Hotel. Well, on that note, on this episode, we bring you the Group 1 Raffles Cup, the second leg of the Singapore Triple Crown. Named in honor of Sir Stamford Raffles, the founder of Singapore, the Raffles Cup is the second leg of the Singapore Triple Crown. It is preceded by the Kranji Mile and followed by the Singapore Gold Cup. It is a Group 1 race run over 1800 meters and it's open to horses 3 years old and older. The race was first run in 1991 and has seen some of the greats of Singapore racing included in its honor roll. Since 1999, when the race was initially run at the Kranji racecourse, a handful of trainers have dominated the winner's podium. Trainer MP Thwaites won the race twice, with Uzo the first time in 1999 and then with Zina in 2003.
Pacific Prince, who after that tardy beginning has charged through on the inside to be handy. Moving round out wide is El Caballero, followed back and behind these by Raphael Gold. 1 length away next on the rails is Uzo midfield. A gap of 3 back to Super Axe, then came St. Kennigan, Super Ruby. By Super Ruby then St. Kennigan. Into the straight they come, 450 metres to go. El Caballero ranged up alongside now of middle of nowhere. Through on the inside, Pacific Prince putting up a run. And behind them now, El Duchesne hooked to the extreme outside and he's coming home quickly. And look at Uzo poke through an inch gap. 200 metres to go. El Duchesne's got the lead. Uzo's coming after us strongly and running on late also Pacific Prince. Uzo's got the lead from El Duchesne, who's giving everything on the outside. Going towards the line. Oh, I don't know. Absolutely nothing in it.
Racing in the Raffles International Cup, and they've broken a beautiful line. Sky Frontier, Bliss Bless anticipated the start nicely. Bonamy comes over with them. Taitola, Moon Shadow pushing forward on the rail from Lord of the Pines. Key Expression drifting back with lead to victory. And the favourite Zerna straight back to last of all. They head on to the course proper now. Just over 1400 metres left to go. And Bonamy strides to the lead. Sky Frontier is relaxing beautifully second. Bliss Bless is caught 3 wide. Gerudis has no option here but to press forward. Moon Shadow perfectly placed in the box seat is 4th. Lord of the Pines, Zerna's going wide from Taitola and Key Expression. They head for home. Bonamy in front of Bliss Bless. Sky Frontier. Moon Shadow's waiting on the run. Lord of the Pines and Zerna come down the outside. Bliss Bless goes to the lead. Bliss Bless heads off Bonamy. Zerna and Lord of the Pines are closing. Moon Shadow's getting through late. Zerna on the outside. Poke the nose in front. Mark Duplessis pushes the button on the mare. She's in front of Lord of the Pines. Behind the Moon Shadow, Zerna in front. She's going to return in a blaze of glory, and she wins the Raffles International Cup easily.
Laurie Laxon, John Marr and Michael Friedman each have a tally of 3 as well. Laurie Laxon won the race the first time when the race was increased to 1800 meters from the original 1600 meter trip when his charge Stepitup took home the race in 2001.
Now so Cooksley is looking for cover and he settles back in 4th spot now with Bocelli. On the inside of it next is Bomag. Tappledo's worked up between those two, then followed by Smart Bet and last is Pacific Prince. On settling down as they near the 1400 metres mark and taking over Veracity at a leisurely rate. He leads by 1 length from Kim Angel, a length away Sky Warrior. Bocelli's in 4th spot followed by Tappledo. Over on the inside is Bomag. Smart Bet is covering extra ground as they race down the back. Right in behind them next now Sky Warrior. Bocelli looks to be flat at this point. Then out wide Pacific Prince is starting to chime in and in behind them Bomag. 300 metres to go. The leader is Kim Angel. Bocelli's winding up and so is Sky Warrior. Bomag and Pacific Prince down the extreme outside. At the 250 metres Bocelli from Bomag. Pacific Prince down the extreme outside. He has to be everything we think he is, Bocelli, to win tonight. Bomag's giving him a heck of a fright and here comes Tappledo. Bocelli's in front. Tappledo, the 3-year-old filly's lunging at him, might knock him off. She has.
This was followed with a win in 2005 with Big Easy and in 2010 with Better Than Ever.
Lino off the mark in a hurry with Spectro Power, Raoul Turfel, Reef Beach and Exaggerator up there. Mount Street's a little bit wide. Recasters camped on the rails. One off the fence there is really good into a nice spot. then Solo Venture, followed by Big Easy. Limbs Ransom is in front of a couple of them. Grand Canyon to the rails is Light of Success, and Dreyfus had dropped out to last. Fairly tight and compact, 1,200 metres to go. And the pilot Zibolino by a long neck on Spectro Power. Raoul third, then Recast really good. Reef Beach is a little bit wide. Exaggerates dropping out of it, followed by Light of Success, Solo Venture, Dreyfus, and Limbs Ransom is going to have to come widest. 400 to go. Spectro Power went to the lead by a length. In second spot is Raoul. Here comes Big Easy. He's thundering home down the outside. Really Good's battling. The next one is Grand Canyon, Dreyfus and Mount Street getting up on the rails. Spectro Power being taken on by Big Easy. They're having a two-horse war. Grand Canyon's running on. The next one, Dreyfus, Big Easy and Spectro Power. Spectro Power, Big Easy. Big Easy wins it.
Raffles Cup. Go there racing at the 1,800 metres and better than ever. Began cleanly on the inside is Superb. Gozy right there. Going forward, Cheyenne Dancer on the outside. Escamonda coming across. They were followed by Waikato, then Intercept. Ridden along just to take up a spot is Thundering Jet from New Rosewood. Then came Dravetti, Always Certain, Big Maverick, Telltale, Ravagers, and last of all is Gold Chats. On the course proper, 1,400 metres to go, and Superb has taken the lead here over Cheyenne Dancer, and they try and ease the speed. Up on the outside, trying to slot across now is Escamonda, followed by Better Than Ever. Well, he's got off the fence, Simi. Segozi is 3 wide, followed by Thundering Jet, then Waikato. Next of all is Intercept. Dravetti the inside, New Rosewood. A length and a half to Telltale, then came Big Maverick. Big Maverick, Always Certain, saving ground on the inside, then Ravagers, and Gold Chats into the straight. Escamonda has gone up on the outside to tackle Cheyenne Dancer. Superb is dropping off on the inside. Here comes the big guy, Better Than Ever down the outside. Gozy and Waikato are just off them, and Intercept beginning to run on quite nicely with New Rosewood. Better Than Ever took the lead in the Visit Indonesia Raffles Cup. Broke up the lead here over Escamonda and Waikato. That's 12 straight for Better Than Ever. 3 Group 1. And he wins the Visit Indonesia Raffles Cup like he won his restricted maiden very, very easily.
Michael Friedman first tasted success here in 2009 with Shane Dancer, and then with Always Certain in 2011.
All going for the early lead. Rococo's out wide. Desert Lynx, Wachai, Mr. Line. Now he's taking Big Maverick back a little worse than midfield. Then El Dorado. They're followed by Given Vision on the outside. To his inside is Restored, followed by Marco Kidd, and Roy is 2 away at the tail as they run towards the 1,300 metre mark in the Raffles Cup. It's Super Gold by length. Eddie Humer, Cheyenne Dancer third the rails. Desert Lynx outside of Waikato starts to pick up the bit. El Dorado, Wachai. A long way back is Big Maverick. He's got about 7 lengths to make up. Down to the 375, and it's Super Gold in front, Waikato. He's sneaking up on the rails. Desert Lynx is in the middle, and here's Cheyenne Dancer. Cheyenne Dancer looming large on the outside. Waikato on the rails. Cheyenne Dancer, Super Gold, Desert Lynx, Given Vision, and Big Maverick's coming through. 100 to go. Big Maverick's coming through in the middle. Cheyenne Dancer in front, but Big Maverick, oh, he's Top Gun today. And Big Maverick gets there by a neck on Cheyenne Dancer.
Racing in the Raffles Cup for 2011, Perfect line out with Clint actually beginning the best over on the inside. Zach Missile's going to be ridden forward, or tried to anyway. He's under persuasion early on. Waikato and Better Than Ever and Polino all began well. Now Clint, John Pow took hold and he drifted back over on the inside. Flying Fulton next from Speed Baby, clear for action. El Dorado, Always Certain, second to last, and the Gold Cup winner from last year, Risky Business, last of all. 1,400 metres to go. Marira took Waikato to the front here. Racing down the back, and Waikato raced away in the lead. He's out by 3 lengths over Zach Missile in second. Better Than Ever up on the outside. Flying Fulton reefing and tearing. He wants to go quicker. He's caught out 3 wide, followed by Polino. 550 metres to go. Waikato is the leader. Better Than Ever up on the outside. Running into it is Flying Fulton, followed by Polino. Clear for action, just tucked in behind them. Zach Missile over on the inside. Clinton Always Certain down the outer. Waikato defies them here. Better Than Ever went a little flat there. Flying Fulton now. Always Certain and Clear for Action run on strongly. Always Certain out right wide, went up with the lead. Clear for Action coming with him. It's Always Certain just in front. Clear for Action. Speed Baby runs on well, but Always Certain in front of the Raffles. Always Certain takes it out.
Finally, in 2013, it was with Super 97.
Back to the rear. And also a little slowly out of the gates, going back towards the tail is Street Legal. But away quickly, Stepitup up on the outside of Flying Fulton. Nandara through on the inside, a little keen early on. War Affair on the bridle as well, just now being niggled up a little bit. So Forster just really trying to get the favourite in the right spot here. City Lad's been trapped out wide. Cash Luck is between horses. They were followed after 2 lengths, then to Wild Geese, followed by Born to Fly. Super 97 picks up some ground, and keen at the rear is Street Legal. It's Super 97, then Born to Fly. Well back is Wild Geese, saving ground on the inside, and then came Street Legal. Into the stretch they come. Flying Fulton's done with. Out of the middle, War Affair quickly went up the lead. Stepitup trying to go with him. Super 97 down the outside, but 300 metres to go. War Affair is the leader. Super 97 out of the middle, coming with big strides. Super 97, War Affair fight out the Raffles. Wild Geese gets up to third. It's Super 97 just in front. War Affair can't hold him out, and Super 97's going to take out the Raffles Cup. Racing away, Super 97 a length and a half.
And in 2014, it was War Affair for Alvin Tan, who proved he was an exceptional thoroughbred and won for the ages.
Goes up to take him on for the early lead. City Lad Flax are just off them. Lazar picking up some ground, Stepitup caught out wide. Then Alexandra Palace, War Affair drifting back in the pack. They were followed by Wild Geese, Knight's Command, Johnny Guitar. It's drifted a fair way back and a shade wide. Goliath was back with the tail enders and 3 lengths away to Trapeus at the rear. Followed by Peaceful Warrior, Johnny Guitar, Alexandra Palace, Knight's Command, Flax in behind a wall of horses. Trapeus headed the rest, but into the stretch in the Raffles Cup. 400 metres to go, and Goodman is the leader. Now Beasley let rip with War Affair. He's out in the middle. He's running on very strongly. They've dropped off Stepitup. Then Lazar, City Lad, Peaceful Warrior, Johnny Guitar. But War Affair breezed by Goodman inside the final 200 metres. Battling away strongly is Stepitup with a Triple Crown. Dream is alive. War Affair is going to thrash them in the Raffles Cup. War Affair for Danny Beasley wins it by 5. He's down over Goodman.
8 horses entered the parade ring for the Group 1 Raffles Cup over 1800 metres. Stepitup from Laurie Laxon's yard had beaten Batshaw's Quechua over the mile when they last met in the Panasonic Kranji Mile, and while the latter would appreciate the extra 200 metres, so would the former. Michael Rodd would be astride Stepitup, while Corey Brown was on top of Quechua. While it was likely that these two would be involved in the finish, the presence of the Leslie Crew-saddled Fastnet Dragon made this field better than a 2-horse race. He had run third to Quechua in the Emirates Singapore Derby, but with Munro on board, was tipped to reverse that form. With the markets and support of Stepitup, the horses left the parade ring and made their way to the start, where they were safely loaded and set away.
Gates are back and they're racing in the Raffles Cup. Stepitup stepped away beautifully. Fastnet Dragon's going to go through on the inside and take the early lead, however. Into second is Emperor's Bank with Stepitup. Imperial March rolling up on the outside, and now Majestic Moments begins to go forward. Quechua just slotting across behind them from Wild Geese, and last of all is Husey. Only about 4 or 5 lengths covering the field as they race their way down the back straight. And Emperor's Banquet over on the outside of Fastnet Dragon with the Snows in front. Going up 3 wide is Majestic Moments. They were followed by Quechua. Imperial March is trapped out 3 wide. Stepitup enjoying a lovely run and only 3 lengths from the leader. Then came Wild Geese and Husey over on the inside. Now Fastnet Dragon rolled through to a clear lead now as they go to the final at 1050, and Fastnet Dragon for Alan Munro showed the way. Emperor's Banquet in second. Stepitup the leaders back in third. Up on the outside, Majestic Moments, Quechua between horses. Imperial March has had a tough run. Husey the inside, and Wild Geese was back at the tail. So they remain very compact here as they go to the 700 metres in the Raffles Cup. Fastnet Dragon held together and shows the way over Emperor's Banquet. Majestic Moments moving up on the outside. Stepitup came off the bit, but he's within striking distance over on the inside. Quechua being ridden along. Imperial March, Wild Geese, and Husey into the straight. 400 metres to go. Fastnet Dragon is a narrow leader over Majestic Moments, almost on terms. Stepitup now needs room over on the fence. He's crowded. Quechua down the outside, but Fastnet Dragon gave an almighty kick at the furlong marker in the Raffles Cup. Fastnet Dragon, Stepitup now gets clear. Quechua down the outside, but it's Fastnet Dragon in front. Stepitup's going to make a lunge on the outside. He powers over the top. A mighty win from Stepitup. Stepitup by a half over Fastnet Dragon.
Well, he didn't look like he could win, did he? He was in all sorts of bother, and But he's just got that amazing mindset that he's just got to get there. He's just got to chase other horses. He's just amazing. He's such a small little horse too, you know. He's only about 450 kilos and he's the quietest horse in the stable. You wouldn't even know he was there. Well, he's going to be top weight, isn't he? 58 kilos, I heard. But he's a chance with that. Better chance with 58 than 59, I would have thought.
He does normally fly the gates, but then he spits the beat out pretty quick. Flew the gates today, and just with Spilato out and like I spoke to you earlier, the pace was a bit of a question mark. I thought I might as well hold my spotty because the brakes were going very shortly, and I did have to ride him up a little bit. I didn't want to have to do it, but I had to hold my spot for about a furlong, and then the pace completely came out of the race, and I was getting that real cosy run. Ideally wanted to get away from the fence. He loves a bit of daylight, this bloke. He pins his ears back when he has a bit of room in between them. He just doesn't tow you, but yeah, at about the 150 I panicked. He didn't. He just we poked our way through, and once I got off the back of Fastnet Dragon, he just changed gears, and you know, he was never going to get beat after that, but it was looking a bit messy before that.
Stepitup battled home to deny Fastnet Dragon, and with this victory gave himself the opportunity to be the only horse in history to win the Singapore Triple Crown. However, for now, with the Gold Cup a month later, the Connections were happy to enjoy the moment.
Mr. Lim Joo Boon to present the prizes for the Raffles Cup to the winning owner. The winning horse, of course, Stepitup, raced by Tivik Stable. Please make welcome Mr. Ali. That's win number 15 for Stepitup from 33 races and prize money around $2.5 million. And he's been racing at the top level for season after season, and he does it yet again, taking out the second leg of the Triple Crown. The winning trainer, Laurie Laxon. What a marvel Laurie is, 9-time champion trainer here in Singapore. Another Group 1 to his astounding resume, and he's done a terrific job with Stepitup, guiding him to 6 wins this year from 11 starts, including 5 feature wins, and this one, the Raffles Cup. Well done to Laurie. And the winning jockey, well, that's just his second ride on the horse, Michael Rodd. Onwards and upwards now to the Singapore Gold Cup, sponsored by Longines, after Michael Rodd victorious in the Kranji Mile and again today in the Raffles Cup aboard this magnificent horse, Stepitup, who now boasts a record of 33 runs for 15 wins and backs up his Kranji Mile win with a win in the second leg of the Triple Crown, the Raffles Cup. Our congratulations go to all winners.
Well, on that note, it's time for a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, we've heard the saying, no foot, no horse. Dr. Dan from the Singapore Turf Club caught up with our horse sense team to explain.
The average horse weighs about 500 kg, and on the track it races about 60 k's. And so that, as you can imagine, puts a lot of force on where the horse meets the ground. And this is where the hoof comes in. The hoof is a very important part of the horse's body. It's the shock absorber, and it's the major protection of the soft tissues inside. There's an outside layer, which is like your fingernail, and it's made out of hard keratin. That's for the protection. That's the outer hoof wall. On the bottom, you have the frog. The frog is a softer structure, like your fingertip, and that's responsible for the cushioning. So we have the wall, the sole, which is hard, like your fingernail, and then the soft structures there, the bulb and the frog, which gives the cushioning effect, the shock absorbers. Now, if we go inside the hoof, we see the pedal bone. It's the last bone of the horse's hoof, very important bone called the pedal bone, or P3. And it's the structure of this bone in relation to the soft tissue structures outside and the hard tissue on the wall and sole that give rise to a lot of problems. The horse was basically in the wild, travels about 30k a day, wandering around eating very roughage and small amounts of food. and all this walking through the rocky terrain wears the hoof naturally. Now, in domestic horses, we've brought them inside, we leave them in a box for long periods of time, there's no motion, and they're on a very different sort of diet. And this leads to a lot of challenges that if we don't look after the hoof properly, then we get a lot of problems. And once again, with the lameness, no hoof, no horse.
Which are some of the other problems that you come, which you come in contact with on a day-to-day basis?
With hooves, we have the number one thing is bruising. What happens? They might stand on a stone and just damage the soft tissue structure under the sole. They'll be sore for a few days and then they're fine. They're just treated with soaking and some anti-inflammatory. But the big problem we see in racehorses is balance. It's getting the shoe on to the hoof in a correct way that mimics so the hoof can do its job. So it can land, put the weight down, not transfer pain, and then it must take off again, but that's called breakover. So the horse can push off in a balanced hoof, so it's a non-painful and efficient action. And this is very important for performance horses. You want them to run really well so they can win. And without a well-balanced hoof, they're going to struggle.
As far as farriery is also concerned, and the shoes that are put on the horses, what distinguishes a good shoe or the perfect shoe from a bad job done?
A really good job is once again comes down to balance. So you must put the shoe on exactly the right spot. So you pick up and look at it. It's got to mimic the outer wall of the sole. It's got to have some spread, because even though it's a hard structure, it's still living. So every time it hits the ground, it expands and contracts. And that's important for hoof health and for blood flow. So you must allow some expansion, and you must pull the shoe back to the widest part of the frog. So a lot of horses, especially in Singapore, they stand in their boxes all day. They're not walking around eating like normal wild horses. They tend to sit back and the shoes slide forward. So then you get your low heel conformation, which is the number one unbalanced problem leading to poor performance we see here in Singapore.
What exactly is laminitis?
Laminitis is a failure of the support between the bone on the inside of the hoof and the structures around it. So basically, the bone falls through the hoof. There are three major causes. One is when the animal is sick. The toxins, they basically dissolve the attachment between the bone and between the hoof. And it just dissolves and the bone falls downwards with the weight of the horse. Another reason is if the horse is lame on one leg and holds one leg up, the other leg takes all the weight and there's no blood supply. It's just standing on its sore leg. And just through sheer pressure, the limb that's taking all the weight, that will get laminitis. There's two stages. There's the early acute stage and the chronic stage. The early acute stage, the horse is very painful. You must give the horse anti-inflammatories and cold therapy and get all the weight back onto the frog and onto the heel. The chronic stage, as I'd like to show you, is we take x-rays and we look at, once again, the balance, the rotation, and we do some corrective training with the farriers.
Well, and that's all we have on this episode of Horse Sense. As always, thank you for joining me. Do remember to follow me on Twitter at my handle. Until I see you on the next episode, goodbye. And as always, may the horse be with you.